Jesus didn't say that in this world you will have tribulation. Did he? Jesus didn't say they will hate you and persecute you and kill you for my name's sake. Did he? Jesus didn't say that there will be great tribulation before he comes back to gather us. Did he? The Bible doesn't tell us that we were not only called to believe in him, but also to suffer for his name. Does it? The Bible doesn't say that we enter into the kingdom of God through much tribulation. Does it?
You know, guys, I don't want to make idolatry over when the rapture is going to happen. I don't want to be totally consumed with that and make my end times beliefs what this whole channel is all about. Because, well, I mean, it's not, at the end of the day, the most important thing is the gospel. And, yeah, I don't want you guys to get the idea that I'm just becoming consumed with this. Please do not think that. And, I don't hate pre-tribbers or anything. I don't think that they're all going to hell, and I don't even think that they're all going to not be ready for the tribulation, because I think that if they really are strong Christians, if they really are walking in righteousness, and that they really have a relationship with God, and they really love him that much, then they will be ready to go through the tribulation, even if they don't believe that they're going to. But this is an important thing to know about. Guys, it is important to know that we're not just going to get an easy way out. And people say, like, well, we're not appointed to wrath. That's true. Christians are not appointed to suffer the full-on wrath of God. Definitely not. But that is not the same thing as the tribulation. Christians have been going through tribulation for years and years and years and years and years. A very long time. Jesus said that we would go through tribulation. That's part of being a Christian. And to say that God is not going to allow us to suffer, that he's going to come and save us before we suffer, that's just not Christian. That's not what Jesus taught. Jesus did not teach that he would come and save us before anything bad happened. No, Jesus taught us that we would be persecuted. The servant is not greater than the master. They hated Jesus. They killed Jesus. So why should we think that they're not going to hate us and kill us? Why should we think that we're not going to suffer for Christ like Christians have been doing for hundreds and hundreds of years? I mean, guys, the idea of pre-tribulation rapture, not only is it not Christian, but it's not fair. Look at all of these Americans. Look at all of these people in the United States who believe that they're going to be raptured up before the tribulation. You'll notice that over here in America, Christians are spoiled. We don't get beaten up every day. We don't have our houses lit on fire. We're not risking getting shot every time we step outside. We're not risking getting blown up every time we step outside. We're not risking that much just by owning a Bible. And, we have things easy. We have our houses. We have our jobs. We go to school. We have friends. We have pizza. We have it pretty nice over here. We're pretty spoiled. Yeah, guys, American Christians are spoiled. Look at the people in the Middle East, in North Korea. Look at the Christians in other countries in the eastern side of the world. Look at them. They are suffering. They're being hated. They're being killed. They're being persecuted. They're going through some pretty painful stuff for their faith. Do you think they believe in the pre-trib rapture? I don't think so. I mean, look at them. That is what Christians go through. That is the reality of being a Christian. And it hasn't fully come to the United States yet, but it will. Jesus said they're going to hate us and kill us in all nations. He said they're going to deliver you up to be afflicted and kill you in all nations. That's going to happen. And if the rapture were to happen before the Great Tribulation comes, then look at all of these Americans who would be raptured up. All of these spoiled, lazy American Christians who would be raptured up and then not have to suffer. Guys, we are spoiled over here in the United States. Shame on us American Christians for being lazy and thinking that God is going to come and bail us out. Do you really think that we can be so lazy over here, we can be so spoiled over here in the United States, and God will just spoil us more by allowing us to avoid going through the Great Tribulation? Do you really think that's going to happen? Especially in this nation, out of all the nations? Guys, we live in the most wicked country in the whole world. And do you seriously think that God is going to allow us to avoid suffering? Now, I'm not talking about the wrath of God here, but I'm talking about Christians going through tribulation. People say that we're not appointed to wrath, and that's true. We're not appointed to wrath. But going through bad stuff, suffering for Christ, that's not the wrath of God. That is tribulation. That is the wrath of human beings. That's the wrath of Satan. The wrath of God is going to happen after the tribulation. After the tribulation, the people who are still alive, the Christians who are still alive, then they're going to be caught up in the clouds. And then God is going to pour out his wrath on this world. And we will not have to be there for that. Christians are not appointed to that. But we are appointed to suffer. We are taught to go through tribulation. We are taught to make it through this. We're not taught that we're going to be bailed out. Especially the American Christians. They're spoiled enough. God's not going to spoil us more by allowing us to escape the Great Tribulation. Something to think about. Yeah, God bless you guys. Peace.